Hello, everyone. Hello. Hold on. Gotta put my Bluetooth speaker on. Hello, everyone. My Bluetooth speaker is on. I had some time today, so I said, let me come on and say hello to the Facebook community. My name is Kara. I'm a co-founder of White Collar, one of the co-founders of White Collar. We are a online skills building platform where you can learn how to, we can learn a skill set and how to monetize it by being connected to a mentor slash skills builder and where virtual mentorship can occur. So we're actually a mobile platform. So we're available on Google Play Store, Apple App Store. So let's move over a little bit. So this is actually something, I'm sorry, I gotta put some lip gloss. It's just so, I know I complain about Facebook all the time, but it's really, it's really tricky when to go live on your desktop on Facebook. It really is. It really shouldn't be this hard, but I was supposed to be on here at 4, but ended up being late because I was trying to figure out some things. But I'm here. I wanted, this is actually a topic, how to position yourself as a Bob in this upcoming busy season. And a Bob is a Black owned business. And so this is actually a topic I already covered on Substack. Substack is a platform that's really taking off right now, where you can have people subscribe to you, to your writing, if you're a writer or aspiring writer, subscribe to your writing, your newsletters, and things of that matter. And it's really a platform for writers. And so I already went, you can go live on there. So besides just blogging, so it's the blogging, podcasts, and different other forms of media. So in addition to lives, and so I already went live on Substack, and I posted this on our feed. So you can actually check out what I talked about there, which is similar to what I'm about to talk about here, but this is with a twist. So we know Juneteenth is coming. It'll be here in 5 days. And I don't hear much about Juneteenth anymore. It used to be a big thing when it was declared a holiday. And since things have changed 2 years ago, you know what I'm talking about. Since things have changed 2 years ago, I haven't heard that much about it. It seems like it's kind of died down now. Maybe because I'm not on Instagram and Facebook anymore. I mean, I don't have a personal account on Facebook, but maybe because I'm not in these social media streets like I used to. I'm in them, but not deep in them. That's my son. I'm in them, but not as deep in them as I used to be. So maybe I'm missing out on some things that are being done and said about Juneteenth, but I haven't come across a Juneteenth post or anything about anything going on, even where I live at about Juneteenth, about celebrations, events, about, regarding Juneteenth. I don't know if it's been taken over or, with FIFA and the Knicks and the finals, NBA finals and FIFA and all these other things have kind of overshadowed it, but it's very disconcerting. We still have to remember as Black owned business owners, as Black owned businesses, we still have to remember that there's a lot of opportunities coming up here for us to position ourselves in the best possible way. So not only do you have FIFA, but you have Juneteenth, and then you also have Black Business Month, which is in August. And so you should be capitalizing on all these things happening in a very short period, back to back. You should be capitalizing on all these things happening in every way possible, whether it's showing up more online or whether it's doing some vendor events. Juneteenth should have plenty of opportunities for you to do vendor events, as well as Black Business Month. They should have some opportunities there as well. With FIFA, there's lots that you could do. You really need to be front and center. You need to, if you can't be front and center because you're not in a host city and you can't travel, you can't take time off of work or whatever have you, then you need to look at another way in which you could be there without being there. Hire a street team, hire a team that is in that whole city, that can go out there and promote your business, hand out flyers, different things of that matter to get you front and center and with customers. If you are a national business and you serve all 50 states, you should, if you're online business, you should be trying to take advantage of FIFA. I mean, I was looking at the pregame for FIFA the other day, and I mean, there was thousands and thousands people just pouring in all over the world, just pouring in to watch these games in these different U.S. cities. And so to me, it's like, how could you not take advantage of that? You know, I would think that prior to FIFA, you would have been planning and seeing what you could do, whether it's being in person or, somehow getting together a street team to go down there or that's local to there that can help promote your business. Because there are going to be people passing, as those people are coming in and leaving out from games, people are going to be passing out flyers, whether it's businesses that are local to that area or whether it's businesses that aren't. People are going to be people are going to be capitalizing on those opportunities. They're going to be out there in the dead of summer, in the heat, whether they've gotten tickets or not. A lot of them may not even have tickets. They're solely there to pass out flyers and promote their business or businesses that have hired them to promote. So, as a Black owned business, if you haven't prepared for this, you need to start seeing what you could do. You have 39 days. FIFA started on the 15th. Sorry, it's the 14th. FIFA started maybe 3-4 days ago. You still have time. There's still time that you can put together a plan that can be executed. Okay. So figure it out. Like, there's no excuse. There's no excuse as to why you don't do anything during FIFA. This may be your last opportunity in a long time. Who knows if we'll have another opportunity to host a game, in the United States anytime soon. Um, we have not been great hosts this time with all the stuff that's been going on with this administration. So I don't know. They may decide they never want to come back to U.S. So now that they're here, because at one point rumor was they were looking at canceling, but it was just too late to do all that. So who's to say if this is going to happen again, or we're going to be asked to host again? So I would say take advantage of this opportunity as much as you can. If you didn't plan, if you didn't even think about it, it's okay. It's not too late. It's just started. Get together a plan. If you are a local business that it doesn't, like, say you're a bakery, and you don't, obviously you can only serve your community, or neighboring communities. There is Juneteenth. You should be at vendor events for Juneteenth or business expos for Juneteenth, talking about your business, handing out samples of your products if you're a product-based business. Because obviously anything with FIFA is not going to make sense if you're a local bakery, right? Or it may. Like, there may be a time though that person may travel to that area and may check you out there. So you really, honestly, we have to expand our mindsets. There may be a time people do travel. They're not stationary, so they may travel to, for example, Raleigh, North Carolina, and swing by your bakery while they're in town. So, but say you're like, I really just want to be hyper local. Then look at doing some vendor events. If you're a Bob, Black owned business, that's what it stands for. If you're a Bob, look at doing local events. There may be still some time to get in something for Juneteenth, which is next weekend, which is the same time as Father's Day weekend. So you got that going for you too. I don't know what this dog is chewing under here. Come here, come here. He's chewing something, CJ. Are you chewing something? Oh my gosh. Wait, y'all. I'm sorry. Let's see. What are you over here chewing? I hear you chewing and looking something. Okay, never mind. Um, so I had to see about my dog because I just heard him chewing and licking away, and I didn't want him to get something he doesn't need to get in his mouth. Um, but yeah, there's Juneteenth, Father's Day. That's really bad, right? Like I forgot about Father's Day weekend. It's the same weekend. Juneteenth and Father's Day weekend is the same weekend. So if you're a Bob, you got those two opportunities in the same weekend. You got Father's Day weekend and Juneteenth. Juneteenth is Friday, I believe. Yes. Okay, now my thing doesn't want to work. I believe Juneteenth is Friday and Father's Day is on Sunday. So you could take advantage of that, right? Yes, you could take advantage of that. You have that Juneteenth on Friday, you have Father's Day on the 21st. You could take advantage of that and do some sort of vendor event. If you can't, for whatever reason, handle the heat, because it is hot. It is hot in North Carolina, so I can imagine what it's like other places. If you're like me, it's like I bow out after about May. I'm not going out in June, July, anywhere to any vendor event. I would say do something online, promote your business online, do lives, do post more. These are all excuses to post. So, like, you should be taking advantage of all these holidays coming up. Oh, I got Juneteenth is coming. Let me post, more. Of course, even if like I don't care about the rule about like you should be posting consistently, even if you've been ghost for a while, doesn't mean to say you can't take advantage of these opportunities to post about your business. There's no rules to me. I don't prescribe to all these rules that they come up with social media and content creation. Take advantage of opportunities, be an opportunist. Go ahead and start, talking about Juneteenth, talking if you're Bob, talking about, and then you could also use Father's Day as another reason to talk about your business. If you have any products or anything that's geared towards Father's Day or towards men, use that as another excuse to talk about your business. And then you have Black Business Month. So you get a month off in July. And in July you have what? Independence Day. Again, do a sale, have some sort of special promotion for July 4th. Whether you're a Bob or not, you should be taking advantage somehow of promoting your business for July 4th. And then you could turn around and Black Business Month is right there. So you have plenty of opportunities to sell or market your business or, do something to put your business front and center. There is no excuses. There is no excuse. Other than you just don't care, right? You just don't care that much. Lots of times we come up with explanations, excuses because we just don't want to do the thing that we are supposed to do. So I'm a therapist and I see clients, I see kids and teenagers. And I was talking with a kid one time and he was just like, I was giving him praise about something that he's very passionate about. He really loves animals. And I was giving him praise about that and how he cares so much about his pets that he didn't even want to walk his dog when it's really hot outside, and because he was scared about the dog's paws getting too hot. And I was like, wow, that's just so considerate. And he was like, I was just using it as an excuse because I didn't want to go outside. And I was like, well, that was some honesty for you. That was some self-examination. A lot of times we use things as excuses, right? Like we just don't want to do something, so we come up with reasons why we don't want to do it. We don't want to be active, so we say we can't go outside because our dog is, going to get overheated or whatever have you. And it's not a plausible explanation, but if we're really determined to do things, right? We'll find a way, right? Um, but if we don't want to do things, we'll find 101 ways, reasons why not to do that thing. Um, there is an associate of mine, Danny Marie. She's here on Facebook. She has a great podcast community, Plan to Podcast, and she's part of a business community. And they had a meetup just recently, and everybody that's part of the community, I'm assuming is a Bob, was complaining about you just feeling left out of the whole FIFA, festivities and you know um, events, and not, you know, and also saying that also admitting they just weren't prepared. They had not prepared, right? And saying how she had given plenty of suggestions, way in advance about things that they could do to start getting themselves positioned for FIFA. And they didn't take heed to that advice. And now they're realizing that this opportunity is about to pass them. And she was using that as an example of how people have limiting beliefs. They find things and ways to get out of things. They talk about, as black owned business, we say, we're just at such a disadvantage, and we are always left out of things. And yeah, we are at a disadvantage in some way, especially when it comes to financial resources. But also at the same time, we don't take the opportunities, we don't take the shots that we need to take. We sit on our hands sometimes, because we have a defeatist attitude. And so we have to start, yes, just like the whole Knicks thing. You see how the Knicks, I mean, this thing will go down as history to me in my lifetime as one of the best games best seasons I've ever. And I don't watch basketball. Don't get me wrong. I am not a fan of basketball, or much less any sports. But watching them fight, fight tooth and nail for that championship, after coming by behind 29 points, and 1 point last night they were behind 15 points. And I even was like, and this was like in the second quarter, I even was like, or halftime, I took a nap. I was like, they're not probably going to come back from this, because they were just, you know, so behind. Not behind enough that they couldn't have caught up, but I started to have a defeatist attitude in myself. Like, let me just go to sleep. They're probably not going to win this game. And there's always another opportunity, next week for them to win the championship. But that was not their attitude. Their attitude was, we're winning this game. That was their attitude. I'm sorry, someone here? I didn't realize this. Hi, yes, hi Tango, how are you? Yeah, that was not their attitude last night. They had it in their mind they were going to win that game, and it was nothing going to stop them, right? They did it before, they were going to do it again. And so, it showed me how no matter how behind you are, no matter how it looks like it's going to be impossible to catch up, if you don't quit, if you're like, I'm going to see this through, and whatever happens, happens, whether I win or not, I'm going to see this all the way to the end, you can surprise yourself a lot of times when you have that kind of attitude, right? Go getter attitude. And I mean, Brunson was even saying yesterday when they interviewed him after they won, he was like, I realized that we don't start really playing until 30 minutes in. So, sometimes people are a little slower. Doesn't mean that you have to always be fast and with it, right? Sometimes you got to get in and see, kind of get your groove first before you can really excel. Um, but you get started, whether it's 30 minutes in, whether it's right, fall down 7 times, get up 8, right? He was like, I realized that we take about 30 minutes to warm up before we actually really start playing the game. So recognizing yourself in the ways in which you might limit yourself, right? But then doing something about it. You can't just be like, well, I didn't prepare, so I'm just not going to take advantage of these events that are coming up. It's too late. No, it's not. They clearly showed you it's never too late. They came from behind the Knicks twice and killed it and won. So this is the attitude we all need to have. It's never too late. Start now. It doesn't matter that you didn't prepare. Who cares if most companies prepare 3 years in a row, 2 years in a row, and you feel like you're, the little engine that couldn't. Who cares that you're doing it after the fact? Who cares? Just start. Just start. Um, and so, yeah, you have a lot of opportunities as a Bob. You have the FIFA events that are literally 30 days of events that you can take advantage of, whether you are in person and the host city passing out flyers. They will not, I don't believe the police will stop you from passing out flyers. And if they do, you pop a squat somewhere else. You figure it out, right? I don't think there's any issue with that they're going to stop you from passing out flyers. You go out to those events and you pass out the flyers. You pass out the flyers, you go outside the stadium and you pass out the flyers as they're going in and as they're leaving out. And then, you put your flyers in ask the local coffee shops and restaurants, can you put some of your flyers in there? You hire a street team. Danny Marie has a street team with Host City Hustle, and she's on Facebook. She has a street team with Host City Hustle that she is championing, and you can pay for packages with that in terms of what you want her team to do. Then you have vendor events that you can participate in. I'm sure a lot of these host cities, even for FIFA, are going to have opportunities for vendor events. But you just don't do nothing. That's just not an option. I'm trying to see how much time I have left in here. Yeah, motivation through actions. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, so we'll go to 25 minutes. But you just don't do nothing. Whether you planned, whether you even had thought about it, whatever have you, doesn't matter. And if you can't do any of those things in person that I suggested, then just show it more online. Post more, do more lives, do more videos, do more promotions. You could do promotions for Father's Day. You could do promotions for Juneteenth. You could do promotions for Black Business Month for your business, whatever your service-based business, your product-based business. There is no excuse. All you need is a brain, really, honestly and truly, a brain and some creative thought behind it, right? You can't just say, oh, I don't know what to do. And if you don't know what to do, get with someone that does. Get with a coach, get with a mentor. If you don't have any clue, if you're not someone that is a creative person, or it's easy for you to come up with ideas, maybe you get flustered easily, well, then get a mentor, get a coach, right? That's what we specialize in. But figure it out, right? Don't be sitting in the wings wishing and wanting and hoping that something will come your way. You have to think for yourself, or you have to have someone think for you so that you can do the things that you need to do for your business to propel it forward. As especially when you're a Bob, because there's lots of opportunities there as a Bob right now. There's so many opportunities there. There's just no excuse. So don't have the defeatist attitude. Take advantage of what opportunities that are there and do something, you know? So anyway, we have some stuff coming up really quickly. We have an affiliate team meeting that is going to be Tuesday from 1 to 1:30. We're going to try to keep it on time as much as possible. But we're okay with going over if you need some more information about White Collar and what we're about. We also have a website, White Collar, same name as the name here, .com. You can learn more about us there. But we'll talk about how the affiliate program will work. And then that is Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So again, that is an opportunity to make some additional income. You don't like money, then this is probably not for you. But this is for people that already promote other people's businesses and actually want to get paid for doing that. A lot of times we do it for free with no kickback, especially for these big box players that don't really even need that promotion. So we're paying you to promote. So that is going to be on Tuesday. That meeting is going to be Tuesday from 1 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's another opportunity, especially where if you're struggling, if you need some side income, Not everybody's a trillionaire like Elon Musk. Some people need some more income streams to get through their weeks. So this is an opportunity to have an additional income stream from running your mouth. That's it. That's all you have to do is run your mouth. And that's that. So anyway, I'm going to go. I hope this was helpful. However, mindset and motivation is an inside job. I'm not I'm not here to motivate you. I think that you have to accept some responsibility for motivating yourself. Some people just don't have it, and I don't know when they're going to get it, and maybe they won't get it for a while, and that's fine, and it will come in their due time. But motivation is an inside job. Mindset is an inside job. You got to want to be, you have to have that fight in you. If you don't have that fight, that fire in the belly, as my parents said, used to say to me, fire in the belly. If you don't have that fire in the belly, anybody else can fire you up. But there are people out there that do identity work, and there's counseling that you can take advantage of and all the things. But again, you have to be motivated to want to change in order to take advantage of those opportunities. So we don't do identity work with white collar. We do strategy work. We help you once you're ready, motivated, ready, driven to to work with someone on the strategy in terms of, elevating in your career or your business. So that kind of heavy lifting, people have to accept the identity work, that kind of heavy lifting, people have to accept responsibility for themselves. And so as adults, that's what we have to do. All right. What did you say, Tango? Sometimes promoting what works for you is the route to established authority. Yes. Sometimes promoting what works for you, Master say. When the student's ready, the sensei will appear. Yeah. Yeah, you have to be ready. Mindset and motivation is an inside job. If you don't, you're kind of, it doesn't matter how much someone talks to you or how much someone tries to motivate you or be that for you. If you're just not in that place, the timing just isn't right. And so that's okay. But we're for people that are driven, go-getters. That's what we want for our affiliates. We want people that are driven, go-getters, hustlers, whatever you want to call it, that we don't have to fire them up. They're already fired up. So anyway. All right. Well, I thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.